We can only hope and pray. Hey campers, George here in the man cave in the South 40, you know, the other one. I made such a mess last time cutting up wood in the house. I decided I have a man cave down here, I might as well just use that and make a mess in it. It is a true man cave down here. It's made for messes, tools and all that stuff. The reason I'm here is I'm back on Big Stick number 4. I've been working on it. You saw the previous video where I put the handle on this guy. And you can see him there. And I also did some knots and things on my dangly things. And of course the pretty patterns. The other thing I did was this. I wrapped using bank line the same way I did the handle, if you saw that video, on the crack, because it's getting bigger and bigger. Kind of concerned about it, but I'm hoping this is going to help. We will see. We can only hope and pray. What I want to do today is work on notches, and I already made one in the cottage, and it's this one here, and you can see it there. It's nice and big, and of course it's the 7, this plain old 7 notch. Everybody knows about that one. And I decided to put him on the top. And I did use my new trusty favorite knife, my Opinel. Really liking this knife for carving. If you don't have one and you carve, you should. And they come in all different sizes. So I brought my trusty little Highlander sling bag here. And I have my gloves. Oops, my tool pouch. I've got to go through this with you. My trusty lightweight hammer, I'm going to need that, and my reminder book. I did bring my Knives of Alaska camp knife. I'm going to do some bludgeoning, and I didn't want to do that on the Opinel, so I'm going to probably use this for, you know, the stop cut for the notches. We'll see. I have a saw, we'll get into that, and I did bring my bush law. So I have everything, I hope, and I have my little bag of tricks in here, my bush law, and my steel saw. So that's the plan. Let's get on it and see what's going on. I did put the number 7 notch on there. Now, I'm trying to figure out a way to actually make these notches stand out, and here's my thought. I was thinking maybe getting a lighter stain, just a little bit darker than this wood, and putting it and kind of merging it in around here and leaving the cut nice and clean so it's obvious to see. Well, we'll see what happens. I'll have to practice with that first before I start putting stuff on here. My notes here, my notebook full of how I'm going to do this thing, and that is on the top here. I'm going to put a 7, a beak head, and let's see, a V-notch. And I think that's all that's going on the top. The rest will be on the bottom because they're going to need some dangly bits and pegs and things stuck on them. The other thing I want to do is, if you can see this drawing here, my fantastic artwork, I'm thinking about making the head out of basswood and adding it to the top of the big stick, And how I'm going to do it is maybe make some sort of join, fancy join with maybe a slit and a peg, hold it in there so it fits in there nice and tight, and then shape everything together once I've done the head on the basswood. That's the plan. But right now we're going to do some notch work. I'm hoping to use my other camera here for the close-up work. It is a little dark in here, and of course I don't have any electricity yet, but that's coming. Probably spring next year is the plan. So we're going to do notches, and like I said, I've done the number 7. I want to do a beak head and then a V notch, and they're going to be above the handle. All the other notches below, and we're going to have to plan them really carefully because I'm going to run out of room if I don't do it right. So first thing I want to do is the beak head, and of course the way to do that is you make your X stop cuts and then you dig into it. So I'm not going to talk through it, I'm going to do it, and hopefully you'll be able to see it close up, and you'll be able to see how it's done. Should have enough room there, split them out evenly. Do I want them all on the same side? Probably not. So I'm going to do my beak head on this side. So like I said, I'm going to use my knives of Alaska to do this. I do love this knife. It's a true camp knife, and it's an all-round guy. So it can take a beating. I've beaten this thing up, and it's handled it no problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my stop cuts here. Just get a 45 here. And I got it. Same thing again on this side. I'm going to hold it this way. That's about the same, and there you go. We have the X right there. Now, the beak head. I think I might even go a little deeper over here. We'll see. Maybe not necessary. It gives you the idea. Not perfect, but we're on our way. So now we have a 7 notch and the beak notch. Now I'm going to do a just plain old V notch, which means one stop cut and going into it from the sides. So I'm going to do it about the same distance, middle to middle, about there. So we just want to make a straight stop cut in the middle and then work down. Hopefully you can see that right there. It's a plain old V-notch. Now, while I was doing that, I suddenly thought, there's one other notch I can do where I don't need any of the cordage involved with it. So I think I'm going to do that. And it's called a saddle notch. Basically a V-notch that curves around. Kind of like somewhere you'd sit in a saddle, I assume. So let's do that. So never having actually done a saddle notch, I'm going to draw this guy out so that I know where I'm working. So we've got the number 7, and then we have a beak head, a V, and the saddle, which is not showing up there very well. You get the angle right, there you go, rounded one. Ideally this would go halfway in. And then your other log, which is what it's used for, is like if you're building a cabin, this would how you'd lay the other log on there. Let's see if I can show it to you. Kind of like that. But deeper, and this would have 4 notches for the top of this big stick. Now the hard part is what notches to put here, where to put them, and how to do them. It's going to be a bit of a challenge. Oh, the knots. Fisherman, double fisherman, butterfly, prusik, and who can tell me what that one is? And if you watch my 4 favorite knots, you'll know. Just saying. Anywho, don't forget, like, share, subscribe. You know the story. Pretty sure I'll be back with more on Big Stick 4. Hopefully, we'll get those notches done. Then we can start cleaning up and work that head. That's going to be the fun one. Just saying. Thanks for watching. Bye.